Welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We're here tonight at the Italian American Sports Banquet Hall of Fame, and we're welcoming Charlie Bordes into the Hall of Fame. Charlie, congratulations.
Thank you, Charles.
Now, Charlie, tell us about your New Orleans native. Started playing ball, little guy?
Little guy on Carrollton Playground, which is right there on Walmsley, which is now Dominican High School. That's where everything started. And Mr. Joe Maselli and my father, Charles Bordes, started the Boosters Club, and 60 years later, it's still flourishing.
It's amazing how they did it, but that you learned so much. I understand you had a great career at De La Salle, American Legion.
And I played for one of the finest coaches ever, Mr. Johnny Altabella. Mr. Altabella is in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, as well as the American Italian Hall of Fame. And he won over 500 games in both baseball and basketball, won numerous state championships, and great man to play for. I learned a lot under him.
Then you went on to
Southwestern Louisiana.
Yes.
Back then it was USL, now it's Louisiana Lafayette. Played there for 4 years under a great coach, Bobby Banner. Led the league in hitting my sophomore year. Had a lifetime batting average of .350 over the 4 years. Got drafted by the Texas Rangers in 1972. Went right to A-ball right out of college. Hit .352 that year and won a batting title. And had a good career.
But I understand you had to suck it up and learn a little bit. You didn't start off in professional ball right away.
No, it was a struggle at first.
What do you think gives you that extra oomph to get over the struggle?
Well, you're going from college to professional ball. You're seeing every day, you're seeing a good pitcher. In college, maybe once, twice a weekend. And it takes a while to get adjusted. Once I did, and I started, just making contact and getting hits, I got confidence.
You kind of stayed with it.
And it was a life lesson that I learned from a kid on up. Never give up. Keep on working hard. Good things will come. And eventually they did.
It seemed like you had a great career there. And also in college, though, you played with a superstar.
Ronnie Guidry.
Yeah.
Great guy, Louisiana Lightning. Was with the Gator last Wednesday, went up to Lafayette, had a little reunion. We were kind of hoping to get him down here, but he did sign some autographs, and great friend, he still is, and I'll treasure that friendship for a long time.
And he was part of the team that brought the Yankees back.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. 1978, he had one of the most phenomenal records in all of pro baseball.
Like
He's 25-3.
Yeah.
He had a 1.78 ERA, 9 shutouts, and to this day, he's up on the Wall of Fame in New York, and hopefully he'll get into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown one day.
I understand one of the big things about you came from a large Italian family, and you have a large Italian family.
Yes, my grandmother was Mary Andalina Centani Bordes. And Charles, I'm going to tell you, on Sundays when we used to go over there for meatballs and spaghetti, it was manger.
Did she keep the recipe a secret, or how did the family learn about it?
Well, she wouldn't give it away.
She wouldn't.
It was a pinch of this, it was a pinch of that. Just like your family, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
I mean, there was no recipe. She just had the unbelievable gravy. She made great meatballs. And we had a big family. I had 6 brothers, 2 sisters, 5 brothers, 2 sisters. And we go over there, my dad's mom, and it was just a great gathering. I married a girl from a family of 12, 9 girls, 3 boys. I'm from a family of 8. I've got a family of 6 with 3 boys, 3 girls, and 8 grandchildren. So we've been very blessed. Very blessed.
And your son's is in baseball.
I had 2 sons that played at Arizona State. One of them has the all-time record at Arizona State, and you being connected with Stanford know how good of Pac-12 is.
That's very competitive.
He had 109 appearances in 4 years, which is still a record.
That is unbelievable. But I know, you're bringing him along, watching you as a dad coach him, and like your dad coached you. It's just it's the way it's done.
Charles, I did, but I was never really a pushy dad. You see that a lot nowadays. I nurtured my kids. I gave them what they asked me, if they needed some advice, but I didn't always say, you've got to do it this way, you got to do it this way. I gave them a little bit to grow. We saw a lot of kids that probably were more talented than us. Two of my sons played. One was a shortstop, but I let them grow, and they grew on their own. One of them signed with Baltimore, unfortunately hurt his arm out of baseball. The other one played for the Diamondbacks, and then coached at ASU. Then he coached up in your neck of the woods, up in Moraga, California,
Sure, yeah.
with St. Mary's College.
Right. Now, you transferred that baseball discipline to a great career in business. You know, and I know, like working with you, you had a great reputation, but it seemed like you were something just like a standard as a dad and as a business person, athlete.
Well, I think athletics teaches you that. Teaches you hard work. Things aren't going good, you got to grind. I was a grinder. I wasn't the most talented guy in the world.
What would be your lesson? Would be grinding? What would you tell the young kids today about what it takes to be a success?
Well, what I tell them today is work hard, keep your nose clean, and nowadays I don't think they listen to their coaches like they should. They're being pulled apart with all this travel ball. Back when I was playing, you had one coach through high school. You had one coach through college. Nowadays, you go into high school, during the summer you're playing for a travel team, so you have all these other coaches, and they telling you that your head coach in high school doesn't know what he's talking about. So I just tell them to listen, take in what they can take in, and be aware that, you know what, be a good teammate.
Perfect.
That's the best thing I can tell them, is be a good teammate and play hard. Most of all, have fun, Charles. If you have fun, you know what, everything else falls in place.
Charlie, congrats. You're very
Thank you,
deserving
Charlie.
of the honor. Ciao. Welcome to the Italian Piazza in New Orleans, Louisiana. And right next door is the American Italian Cultural Center, which hosts numerous events throughout the year and is a great place to read about the Italian history. When you subscribe to Our News, you'll get updated on all the videos we're making as far as the celebrities that come into New Orleans and talk about Italian culture, the parties, the events, what's going on. It's just a great way to learn about Italian history, the values, and what makes Italian being fun. E parlare italiano.